All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. And today we are going to talk about going on appointments. All right, so let's start with the purpose of the call is to get the appointment. You're prospecting. You're prospecting for sell by owners, expired listings. You're circle prospecting around a home that just sold, and you're looking for people who are looking to sell, thinking of selling, or possibly thinking of selling one day. The purpose of the call is to get the appointment. So let me explain that. There's no reason you're not going to go. Don't judge away opportunity. If somebody tells you, I've already got an agent, if I ever list my home, I'll hire Bob. Or I'm not paying more than X percent, or I want $50,000 more for my home than it's worth. They won't use those words, but that's what they're saying. A lot of real estate agents are just going to judge away the opportunity and they're not going to go. My advice, go on the appointment. They may be unmotivated when you're on the phone, but their motivation could change when you are face to face, and by not going, you're never going to know. So go on the appointment. If you're working 250 days a year, that's 50 weeks, 5 days a week, you're lead generating 250 days a year. One of your daily non-negotiable standards is to schedule one face-to-face appointment. When you do that, you're going to be face-to-face with 250 sellers in the next 12 months. All right, let's get to the purpose of the appointment. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. Please write that down. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. It is not to convert this to a listing appointment. If I called you, for example, and you're an expired listing, and I said, Sean, if I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? Sean says, yes. Awesome. I need to pop by so I can take a look at your home, ask some questions, take some notes so I could potentially bring you that offer. And then I go to Sean's house and I start having listing conversations with him. Can Sean trust me? The answer to that question is 100% no. All right, so there's 3 questions that every seller is asking about you. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Can you help me? Your job is to convey the answers to those questions when you go on the appointment. You can trust me. I care about you. I know what I'm doing and I can help you. So let's start with, before you go on the appointment, call ahead and confirm. I know it sounds like a simple thing, but most real estate agents aren't doing this. You want to set yourself apart from everybody else. Call ahead of time. Hey, Sean, John Dietz, just confirming that we're meeting today at 4 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you at 4. When you're on the way, call again. Hey, Sean, John Dietz again. I'm on my way. I'll be there right at 4 p.m. If I run into traffic, I'll give you a call and I'll let you know. All right. When you arrive at their home, park in the street. Don't park in the driveway. Dress professional. If you're asking yourself, what does that mean? You can't overdress, but you can underdress. You can't dress too professionally, but you can dress too casually. Pay attention to the details. If you've got slacks, shirt, sport coat, looking sharp, and your shoes look like you just went through a walk in the mud, what do you think they're going to notice? Your shoes. Pay attention to the details. Little things matter. Now, if your appointment is at 4 p.m., you're going to knock on the door at exactly 4 p.m. Not 3:55, not 4:05. That's not on time. Do I care about you? Can you trust me? Well, if I show up 10 minutes late, what's the answer to those 2 questions? It's no and no. Now, if you do run into traffic, remember you called ahead of time and you told them, if I run into traffic, I'll give you a call and I'll let you know. And if that happens, it's okay if you're a few minutes late, you made the call. Now, when I knock on the door, it's my Kodak moment. Write that down. For those of you who are too young to know what the heck I'm talking about, Kodak is a camera that you used to be able to take a photo and you instantly got a picture. So it's Kodak moment. It's all about first impressions. You have 10 seconds to make a first impression. When they open that door, hi, Skylar, John Dietz. We had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? Energy matters. Enthusiasm matters. Monotone is not good. John Dietz. We had an appointment today at 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. Can I come in? How excited are you to let me in your house? You're not. Be excited. Be enthusiastic. You're there and you're excited to be there. What an amazing opportunity. Act like it's an amazing opportunity. Daryl, hi, I'm John Dietz. We had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? All right. The moment you walk in that front door, offer to take off your shoes. Be different. Would you like me to take off my shoes? Simple question. If they answer the door not wearing their shoes, mine are coming off. I'm not even asking the question. It's paying attention to the little things. It's standing out. It's being different. All right. Now, the very next thing I'm going to do, and I have a notebook and a pen. That's all I bring. The very next thing I'm going to do is, Skylar, thank you for the opportunity. Lead with gratitude. I am so excited to be here and excited for this opportunity to help you sell your home. Listen to the embedded command, sell your home. I am excited to be here and excited to have this opportunity to help you sell your home. What I would love for you to do is take me on a tour of your home. Now, as we walk through your home, I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to take a lot of notes. I've got this in my hand, guys, and I'm showing them on Zoom. It's a little bit weird. In person, it's not. I'm going to take some notes because this is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. I'm going to take a lot of notes because this is the information I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Now, as you're touring the house, be enthusiastic. Take notes out loud. Don't just write everything down as you're walking through the family room. Beautiful family room, vaulted ceilings, hardwood floors, wood-burning fireplace. I'm speaking as I'm writing things down. I'm demonstrating that I care enough about you in order to ask questions and take notes so that I could potentially find a buyer who is going to purchase your home. I've gone on thousands of appointments and I've had sellers say to me, John, so-and-so came and looked at my house. They didn't take any notes. They didn't ask any questions. How are they going to sell my home? It's a good question. Don't be that person. Show up, be enthusiastic, ask questions, take notes. All right, the next thing I want you to write down is like their home. This is not a time to go and start making suggestions on what they can do in order to stage their home or make improvements. Don't be that real estate agent, James, that walks into the kid's room and says, purple. Really? What were you thinking? We've got to paint this room. Don't be that agent. A lot of real estate agents think that they're demonstrating, Arvin, their level of expertise by walking through the property and giving the seller a punch list. No, the only thing that you're demonstrating is that you don't care about them and you think they have horrible taste. That's the message they're getting. Maybe they love that purple room. Maybe purple is their favorite color. When you walk into the kitchen and you're like, it's wallpaper. Oh my gosh, when did you guys do this? In the 70s? This has got to go. Maybe they love that wallpaper. It's not a time to start making suggestions. Now, if they ask you, my answer is, that's a great question. And one of the services that I provide to my sellers who hire me, embedded command guys, who hire me to sell their home is I will walk through the property with them and help them stage their home. In other words, guys, you're more than glad to walk through their home, help them stage, but not until they hire you. Now, if it's a simple question like I was thinking of painting this room, what do you think? I do have an answer for that. I would. It's the only answer I'm going to give them. If it's something really simple and they're telling me, Brian, I was just thinking of painting this room. What do you think? I would. That's my answer. Now, if somebody says, I was thinking of gutting the kitchen and remodeling, your answer is not, I would. That's probably not a good idea because they're going to spend $50,000 updating the kitchen. They're not going to get $50,000 more for their home. All right, that's awful. That's a bunny trail, so let's keep going. Like their home. Be enthusiastic. Take notes. Ask questions. Ask questions that a buyer would ask. How long have you lived in your home? What kind of improvements have you made in the last 3 years? If you weren't moving, what would you do next? It's a great question to ask someone when you know there's updates that need to be made, but you don't want to point them out. So get the seller to point them out. Nick, if you weren't moving, what would you do next? As we're touring the home, Brian, if you would, please point out the improvements you've made and tell me what you would do next if you weren't selling. That way you've got them talking about it, which is totally okay. All right. The appointment is going to end at the front door. It's the exit conversation. This is where you are creating the foundation to follow up from. Just out of curiosity, if your home, this is to an expired, if your home would have sold, where were you moving? What's important about moving to blank? Are you still interested in getting there? How soon would you like to get there? If they're selling by owner, Nick, in my experience, most homeowners that are selling by owner have a game plan for how long they're going to sell by owner before they hire a professional like me. Is it okay if I ask you what your game plan is? Matthew, in my experience, most homeowners that are selling by owner are doing so in order to save on the fee. Is that why you're selling by owner? They're going to say, yes, of course, that makes sense. And if an agent like me were to bring you a buyer, you shared with me that you would pay that agent 3%. So the difference between selling your home on your own and working with a professional like me is just 3%. It's not 6%. Is that correct? It's dropping a bomb and walking away. I'm just going to let that land. It'll make sense to them later. And before I go, I just want to share with you that I'm really good at follow-up, so I will stay in touch. I am super persistent, but I am not pushy. If there's anything you need, I'm just a phone call away. That's it. I'm gone. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. Look for opportunity. Opportunity usually sounds like frustration. Check motivation. Simple check motivation. If your home sells, where are you moving to? If your home would have sold, where were you moving to? When you sell your home, where are you moving next? Tell me what you're looking for. What's important about that? What would that do for you? You have 3 questions you need to answer. I care about you. You can trust me. I know what I'm doing, and I can help you. So the purpose of the call is to get the appointment, period. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. Back to the standard. When you create a daily standard of going on one face-to-face appointment every single day with somebody who is thinking of selling or trying to sell, that's 250 appointments a year. When you systematically follow up persistently until they sell their home or hire somebody else, you're going to get a minimum of at least 10% conversion ratios, which means those 250 face-to-face appointments will turn into 25 seller listings in the next 12 months. You should get 20%. That should turn into 50 seller listings, but at very minimum, you're going to get 25 seller listings simply by having a standard of going on one appointment a day, thinking that I'm here to convey, I care about you, you can trust me, I know what I'm doing and I can help you, and I'm building a foundation to follow up from. All right, talk to me.
I thought it was a really good reminder when in the house to not give away your services before they've hired you.
That's right.
Like, it's so easy to start making recommendations when you're touring through the home.
That's right.
It was kind of a, oh crap, I need to remember that.
That's right. You know, I'll tell you where this came from. So somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos and they said, can you tell me what you say when you're on the appointment? And I'm like, no, I can't, but I can teach it and you can show up. So I said, show up to Survive to Thrive tomorrow and I'll talk about that. Drexel, talk to me.
Yes, sir. So I find the note-taking process a little awkward when I'm trying to maintain that rapport, be interested, show enthusiasm. Any tips for taking notes, talking as I'm taking the notes and taking notes effectively, but maintaining that rapport and process?
A little bit of a perfectionist, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, probably, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm a recovering perfectionist. I get it. So the answer is don't be a perfectionist, Matthew. Nobody's going to read your notes except for you. Uh, you can write and talk at the same time and smile and be enthusiastic without even looking at this piece of paper. If it's legible to you, that's all that matters. Use shorthand. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just scribble it down as you're talking. Does that help you?
It does.
You sure? Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Joanne and then Nick. Let's go, Joanne.
John, to Matthew's point, my notes often are scribble scrabble, and it's embarrassing if someone sees them. But you have said to us multiple times that you just remind people that you're pausing to just make sure you don't miss a few things. I'm just pausing here for a minute while I write that down. I don't want to miss anything.
That's a really good point. And even today, when I'm meeting with real estate agents, sometimes I have to tell them, hey, if it gets quiet for a second, it just means I'm taking notes.
My other thing was that you brought up a really good point today. And the other day, the seller that I was meeting with, that was the one that I shared, has an agent already. And so I had a lot of data to go with that, to go over with them if they were ready for it. And we got to that point and I said, I've kind of shared with you a lot about what's going on in your community, in our community. I have no shortage of data to pour through with you if that's what you're ready for. But I want to know from you what's important to know right now before I just assume you want the data, because they're not ready to list yet. And they said, we'd love to hear your thoughts on what we should do to get the home ready. Our other agent said it was fine, good to go. And so I did. I walked through it with them because they said that might help us to make our decision.
I love that. I really do. And this is why you show up, guys, because you have an opportunity to learn from one another. Joanne, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing that. By the way, if you're asking me for my feedback on that, 100% you did the right thing. I would absolutely do that. And I know that that contradicts what I said. However, in this example, you're meeting with somebody who's already leaning towards hiring somebody else and they haven't hired them yet, and you want to set yourself apart. Be different. And if different means walking through and giving them some helpful suggestions, then absolutely do it. You have to be quick on your feet sometimes, which means get in the gray area. Everything is not black and white.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I want to add to that is that I told them, I said, I can come off strong. These are only recommendations. I'm not telling you you need to do these things. I'm telling you this is how you can set yourself up for the most successful sale and get the most amount of money.
Well done. Well done.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Nick, and then the two Seans. Sean Fuentes after Nick, and then Sean Grimes. Talk to me, Nick.
Yeah, I just have a suggestion for the note taking during the meeting.
Sure.
In the state of Vermont, to record, you don't need both parties. So I go into the meeting and record it using like Otter, and it transcribes everything. I don't miss a single note. And so I kind of just have that running on my phone in my like coat pocket. And then I take notes to look like I'm taking notes, but I don't miss a single thing. I don't know if everybody feels comfortable doing that, but it's been extremely helpful for me. So I just wanted to suggest that.
So follow-up question for you. Are you letting them know that you're recording this?
I'm not.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but Vermont, you don't need to have both parties permission to record in this
Okay.
state.
Okay.
So that's why it's kind of, if you're comfortable with doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
So, no, Nick, trust me, I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong here. I'm not sure I would do that. But I guarantee you, of the 50 plus that are in this meeting right now, you're speaking to somebody who's thinking, great idea, I'm going to start doing that. So thank you for sharing. Guys, check your
John, but I'm guessing if he walked in saying, "Hey, I'm taking notes on my phone because I don't want to miss anything we're talking about, and the way I can go back and reference it," I bet you most people won't care.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I asked the question, if you're letting them know. So, okay, Sean Fuentes and then Sean Grimes, and then Brian Patesh, and we got a John.
Hello, can you hear me?
No. What'd you say? Yes, I can hear you.
All right, sorry, somebody called me right as you're like, Sean, go. So I think Joanne said something, kind of took what I was going to say. When I hear you, these marketers, earlier about frustration being an opportunity.
Yes.
And so Joanne was saying that her client said, well, or the seller said, well, so-and-so didn't tell us what we should do. They just said that it was fine. That's a sign of frustration right there. And so I think, yeah, frustration doesn't have to be like,
that's right.
You know, it doesn't have to be like completely obvious, like their, you know, their facial expression, just something didn't go right. And it's an opportunity for you to get in there, show your experience. And so really what I was saying, I take your instruction, and then I kind of say, okay, I got to make this my own.
That's right.
And if I see these things, then I've got to divert from the outline.
That's right. A really good point, Sean. I totally agree with that. Okay, Sean Grimes, then Brian Patesh.
Thank you. Up to this point, I've been more focused on like a solid pre-qual and going on an appointment. But that may have, create a situation for me where I've lost opportunities. With that said, when I do make an appointment with, say, an expired or a FSBO for a preview to build rapport, did you ever worry about losing that possible listing to someone that has another agent lined up that is ready for to list the property, coming with CMAs and
Right. So the answer to that is no, simply because I'm going to ask them what their game plan is. In my experience, most homeowners have a game plan for when they're going to hire a professional like me. Is it okay if I ask you what your game plan is? And in time, there's a lot of intuition here. You just sense that they're ready. Like Sean was just saying, they're ready to put the house on the market. And as soon as you feel that, or you see that, if I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that? Brian Patesh, take us out.
Hey, John. Okay, so let's say you schedule a preview with someone based on the notion that you have buyers that are looking in the area. Then you go, you tour the home, you do the preview, and the exit conversation, they tell you that they're moving down the street, whatever it is, right? Where do you go from there to get a listing appointment?
Okay, so first of all, words matter. Super important here, guys. I don't reference buyers. The question is, if I were to have an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? Now, let's talk about whether or not I have an offer on their home. I won't know until I see their home.
No. Do you have a buyer?
That's not the question, Brian.
No, if the question is, do you have a buyer? The answer is...
The answer is I won't know until I see your home.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Right? Now, if you're asking if that question comes up later, John, it was 2 weeks ago that you were here, and do you have a buyer? The answer is not yet. And what is that, guys? What is that? It's one word, starts with an F. And no, it's not that F word. It's another F word. What is that? It's frustration. What is frustration? an opportunity to close for a listing appointment. So what I'm hearing is that you're frustrated that I haven't brought you a buyer, and I get it. The challenge is nobody's calling me about your house. Now, the reason no one's calling me about your home is because I'm not marketing your home. I'm selling homes. I'm selling homes that I'm marketing. I'm closing deals with buyers that are calling on those homes, but they're not the right buyer for your home because those homes are a little bit different than yours. If I was marketing your home, I would get calls and I would bring a buyer and I would sell your home.
John, you're so good. You're just amazing.
All right, I'll take the compliment. Thank you. Guys, I hope you got great value today. As always, check out the YouTube video later on, watch it again, take notes, implement, implement, implement. Don't show up here for entertainment. I'm not that entertaining. Take what you get, put it into practice, go sell more homes. Make it a great day.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
You there, John? What's that you usually say? You said work like a farmer. But,
Thank you, John.
Yeah. Work like a farmer, think like a hunter.
Think like a hunter. Okay.
That's right. That's right, Daryl. As soon as you see opportunity, man, it is blood in the water. It is time to go. Okay. All right. Make it a great day, everybody.
Have a great day, everyone.
All right.
Good
Bye.
day, everyone.